It's the Zen. It's you, whoever you are. What's good? It's 8:30, and perhaps it's Monday morning. I think it's got to be Monday. How do you feel about that? I think it's Monday. I'd like to talk about dipshittery, utter complacence, and complacency, um, an aptitude towards ridiculousness, failure of mental cognition. I'd like to talk about people that somehow they have been they've been alleviated from using their noodle, their brain at all. There's a lot of dumb motherfuckers walking around, and and as I've spoke about, I think there will be some sort of zombie apocalypse. We can certainly be well aware that the people that are to your left and right, like if you're standing there and there's people around you, you can probably look in any direction and find a moron, a fool, a soulless, spiritless, empty, non-player character of life. They exist everywhere. And there's a way you can find out, and you should find out, if the people that you hold dear to your heart, that are your friends, that are your family. And most people, look, pay close attention to what I'm saying. You've probably carried dead weight with you for many years, whether it's memories of situations past, or relationships, or relationships. It's a Dane Cook joke. If you don't like Dane Cook, I don't know what to tell you. A lot of people shit on him for years, but fuck, he's funny. You take along these memories of figments of the only the good parts, only the things that they enable your mind to believe that people are good, and when in reality there are some relationships that you have that people are fools. They're dead weight to you and your existence. There's a lot of these people. They're leeches, mentally, spiritually, more to be precise about it. Everything exists in the spiritual realm, and then the mental or meta realm, even though people want to call meta because Facebook did the meta thing. They want to say it's the dead book. No. Meta means mind. Stop playing with language. I do that, not you. It just means mind realm, mind book. So people leech in the spiritual realm into the mental realm, into the physical realm. And there are people. Don't worry. I'm getting to. I like to go a long route, a journey. I like to wax poetic on some things here, to give you an idea of. I'm going to take a roundabout way to get there, because it's more fun for me. That's what I'm paid to do. There are people that are worthless. It's just what it is. I hate saying it. It doesn't irk me anymore to say it. I used to go, no, everyone has value. Their life has value. They should be here. No, there's people that just get in the way, that are too dumb to know they're even dumb. There's no fixing them. There's no fixing stupid. There are people you've probably had around you in your life that they're not for you. You find your family. You make your family. Your friends can become your family. Family doesn't not necessarily that. This is just for some people to understand what I'm saying. There are a lot of people that you may have taken on along your journey as friends and family that are dumb as fuck. They're a bag of rocks that you're dragging along, and they offer nothing to the collective, to you. And there's a way to find out. And see, this is the intro to get to the 3 questions and the 3 answers. And the three answers I'll give you first. And 3 answers are they a fascist? Are they absolutely ignorant and just dumb to no end because of perhaps psychological programming, perhaps cognitive dissonance. Everybody likes that word these days. We'll go with cognitive dissonance, which that is excusable to some degree. Or that fascist liar. Some people know what they're saying is false. Other people don't know. And now I think we maybe through this whole experience here that we've all had for the last 20 months, if you haven't had a moment in your day to figure out there's a computer right in fucking front of your hands to do a little research on anything, especially the thing that is most directly influencing your life at every moment, you have to realize it's been, let's see, 30 days in a month. This is median or mean or average, or this is 30 days in a month, and it's been about 20 months. So that would be how many? Anybody want to do the math? That'd be 3 and 3 is 6, so 600 days. So 600 days. And people haven't found their way to their telephone or their computer to research any further than what the mass society of assholes and idiots and morons and black magicians keep speaking to influence you to actually kill yourself. Literally, that's what's happening. You realize people are dying because of their ignorances and chosen ignorances, which is now this can be. I see the trouble with the thing that we're dealing with, because people believe they need to do that to save face, keep a job, blah blah blah. And I get it. You got mouths to feed, blah blah blah. But let's just be honest. There's a good chance that you're going to end up in a grave, 6 feet under. You end up dead. You know what I'm saying? They're just dead, just out. So how good are you then? Or you're gonna end up defigured. You're gonna be dysfor. I don't know what the word is. I was gonna use dysphoria. That's like body dysphoria, isn't it? When you have a belief that your body isn't as like you're not good looking. Like for me to wake up and go, you're not good looking. That'd be trifling. That'd be an assault on my being. But some people believe days that they don't look good. They don't feel good. We all get that. Anyways. You're gonna end up, if you take these Jabberwockies, you're gonna end up pretty fucked. The amount of people that are just falling out on a regular basis from blood clot, and it ain't blood clot massive. Big up yourself, rude one. No, I'm talking legitimately. That's part of what happens because of what's in it, and that we've, as the outside researching company looking at what's being presented as here, take this experimental thing. Let's see if this experiment works. And their experiment results often in disfiguration, death, wheelchairs, dis-ease, disharmony, incongruency with health and nature. It's what's going to happen. Now, if you haven't figured that the fuck out, you're somewhere in the I don't know what to fucking tell you anymore. Now, there's 3 questions you can ask people, and here's the 3 questions. 1, I'm going to show you. The 3 answers are basically, you're a fucking moron. You're an idiot beyond all levels of, I trust you. I trust you to be stupid. You're lying, and you're a fascist. That's just what it is. You don't get away with it anymore. No, not at all. Because it's just like, boop, you are that. You take advantage of people, and you're a leech. So that's you can see these people. You understand what I'm saying? The answers to these questions are pretty simple. And it's, do you believe anybody went to the moon? If someone believes in astronauts and going to the moon, for me, that is unequivocally, if they say, I don't know, they said we did, but I never really researched it. That I can go, oh, you've never looked into it, and I accept that. Maybe you should check it out. Maybe you should take just a little closer look, right? But if someone just says, of course we did, that's what that person, out of here. I'm not having a conversation with them. They don't have the capacity. They're not on my mental level. They can't be. Do I think I'm smart? Yes, I fucking know I am. But the more intelligent I become, the less I know that I know. I get that part. But someone really thinks we went to the moon. You're an I'll just use white man can't jump reference. Your mother's an astronaut. That's the funniest fucking thing ever. Go watch it again. When they're sitting there playing the dozens, giving each other shit on the basketball court, and he said your mother's an astronaut. Do you know how deep of a fucking joke that is? How deep of a cut? Because astronauts are just lying sacks of shit, and they never went to the moon. They never went anywhere. It's very, very apparent from every level. Whether you look at the footage or you listen to, say, the people that filmed it, Stanley Kubrick, who said that's fucking fake. It's literally right there. Stanley Kubrick, the dude that filmed it, said so. And it puts it in all of his fucking movies, too. But you don't look at movies like that, do you? You just watch them for fun. Room 238. The moon is 238,000 miles away. You know, that kind of weird shit. You see the kid wearing the rocket t-shirt and the... No, you don't remember that? Yeah, check it out. Okay, so one is, do you think we anyone went to the moon? If they say that yes, and that person, that keep them as far away as possible. They're worthless. You can trust them to lie or to be stupid as fuck. It's just that simple. Another one is, do you realize that? Okay, no, I'm not even going to give you a preface. I'm not even going to precurse this. Do you think the school system is there for your education, for your children's education? Because it's certainly an indoctrination center. Somebody told me the other day it's a public school. No, it's not. It's a government state-run propaganda institution. It's not public. You can't just fucking walk in there. You can't just go into the school because it's private. They keep telling you public school system. No, it's not public. You can't just walk in there. You understand? You have to sign in and out. You can't just be walking. No, you're in. And what are they teaching anyone? No. So went to the moon. That's number one for me. If you really think the school system, like people are like, oh, I guess I make kids to school. No. If you don't realize it's just a place for kids to, like, you got to go to work. I get it. You got to make some money. You got to pay for the bills, and you got to have somebody babysit your child. And at least they'll get socialization with the rest of the little snot-nosed, booger-eating, like, sneezy, coffee, illiterate freaks that were made that way. And they're literally, you understand the entire school system is made upon a principle of retardation. Yes, I'm saying retardation. I'm saying retards. The retards. You have to understand retard means it's a fire retardant material. It means to slow down something that's occurring. It means to not allow a process to occur organically. It means to level off something, to cut the capacity for something to occur. Yes, a flame doesn't come through, so it's fire retardant. The reason that school grades all are on everybody has to be on the same level. You can't be better at math. They don't put you into special math, like maybe now and then. They don't put kids in extra special classes. They retard the development without question. If you think it takes 12,000 hours, do the math. Here, just try it out for yourself. You can do math here. You go to school for 40 weeks a year because you have off for Christmas and for the summertime. So it's maybe even a little less than that. But about 40 weeks a year, and how many hours a day? Do the math. Okay, so you're going to see 7 to 3, 8 to 3, 8 to 3, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3. So that's about 7 hours a day times 5, about 35 hours. Let's just do 30. Let's just say 30 times 40. It's about 1,200 a year, and you go for 12 years. So that's about 14,000. You think it takes 14,000 hours? 14 fucking thousand hours to teach you how to do reading and writing and arithmetic. Actually, it's been proven that you can do about under 500 hours for most people to give them the basics of human, like whatever you need to do. I can pick up a book and fucking read it. I can talk to you'll learn how to talk no matter what. You don't even need to go to school. You learn how to talk. Some are very good at it. They don't even need to, if you really understood, they used to tell you that writing, or reading and writing was, it was a bourgeoisie thing, and that slaves couldn't. Well, here's the thing is, when you teach someone how to read, you've enslaved them. That's the real truth there. But I don't want to go too far with that. And because they don't understand what they are reading and why they're reading and what is writing, and then we get into magic and spelling. So we've got through two questions. Do you believe we went to the moon? Do you think you're learning anything? Are you like, is the school system there for you? So here's why you can tell where someone is on the gradient, the scale of an intellectual or a scholar or somebody that is, which is wildly different than somebody that is a trivial. People that are trivial, they love trivia. They love nonsensical. They have amassed a large amount of information that is worthless. Like, you go play trivia with somebody, they're not very socially adept and or apt to do anything that's fun, and their knowledge will never. They're not building something. They're not making something. They happen to know that in 1922, that Henry Ford made the second Model T, and like, what are you talking about, dude? Shut the fuck up. Apply your knowledge. Application of knowledge is wisdom. There's something that can assist people is wisdom, not something that I don't give a fuck who you think made the first gas-powered car, even though the first cars were electric. But that'd be too much research to do, right? Because you got a goddamn computer in front of you, and you insist on reliving your fantasies of ignorances. Yes, everybody loves being ignorant. It's bliss, huh? And what would the third question be? I see. When I made this, I didn't know what the three questions were, but I as soon as I wrote it, I was like, I'll get three questions: the moon, the school system, and should I go right for it? Should I just go right for the right in there? So you got space cadets, you got people that are indoctrinated in prison systems, and then the people that control, rule. Do you okay? How about this? Do you believe the people on the news? Do you believe anything they say? Do you believe anything they say? Pretty simple question. Anything. Have they? They're like, well, Packet. Only recently the politicians have been bullshit. Only recently hasn't the media been getting out there and really doing that old Superman when Lois Lane was really in there figuring something out. No. You realize that the media is part and parcel to the governmental system, which, if you still really think the government's on your side, they can be. Look, the government, which means to govern the mind, and they're governing, those people. They're asking for your acquiescence. So it's not that the government's doing anything wrong per se. I'm gonna give you a bigger inlet into something. They're a group of actors and magicians that are suggesting to you something, and they're asking, sometimes more deliberately than other times, for your acquiescence to some sort of ideal. And then everybody goes back, well, we gotta pay taxes to get the roads fixed. When is your road in your city? When's your roads ever been fixed? Get the fuck out of here, stupid. That's not what they're there for. If you understood what the systems of finances look like in governments, there's a second books. They're cooking the books. There's the budget, which they budge. It's called budge it. They budget. You know what the budget is. We're under budget we're $70 million in debt. Da, da, da. No, they're not. You can't be in debt to anything. That's just a joke to instill you to continue uh, being being hustled by lies. It just is. So these they have a second set of books. It's called the Comprehensive Annual Financial Reports, CAFR. Go look it up. This is fucking. It's they don't hide it. Nobody just cares to look because you're not into that. That's too much information. They have a second set of books. They're plenty of money. If you understand, if you they can be on your side. They can give you money. They'll give you money. They don't care because it's money is irrelevant. It's as long as they get what they want. They have plenty of cream. But if you really think their goal is to walk over and, pat you on the back and fill in the pothole there, that's not their goal. They could give two shits about that pothole. Do you really think that we went to the moon? So a lying institution that has given you what? A mattress to lay on that you had to pay for? That you paid, that collectively we've paid how many millions of dollars a day? You know how much NASA makes a day? For doing what? Oh, we went to the moon. What did that give us? Anybody? What did that get us? Like we're here fucking on Earth. We're on Earth, right? We're on Earth. This thing, this flat plane or realm or ball, if you think so. Whatever the fuck you think. This thing that we live on, that collectively people can't figure out how to take care of. I mean, hey, have a party but clean up, right? But now they're gonna fly off a fucking. They're gonna get a fucking rocket and burn some shit and blow it up and throw a fucking giant space dick. Just where's it going? Well, I had to have this conversation with somebody yesterday. I know people that using all of these. Oh! It hurts my ears. It hurts my fucking brain sometimes. To listen to this fucking bullshit. People that use all they're using all of the ways of just not, they don't know, so they go, well, so and so said. They use that one, and they use but I seen it on TV. I watched it launch. It didn't from Cape Canaveral or Carnival, whatever the fuck it is. Where did it go? It went to the. You know why you don't put your boats in the Bermuda Triangle? Because that's where the fucking rockets land. They go. They just drop them in there. Okay, and that's why you don't go there. That's where they land. Florida's the only place you can launch rockets. Huh? They can't just. I mean, if it's going right up, why can't you do it in the Midwest? Why? Because it landed in another fucking plot of land. It landed in one of the cities. You gotta fucking put it up into the sea and the ocean. And they said, here's a good spot right here in Florida. They ain't do why not any other place? I bet if you look at all the rest of the places that are launching rockets, I'm gonna guess they're near water, like probably the Pacific or Atlantic Ocean, and they're putting it into the ocean. Because no boats are out there. It's a nil no sum game for them. They're not going to destroy anything, even if because they don't know. They're like, hey, fucking hit the rock and the bum. It goes up in the sky and it falls. It goes crash and boom. While they're trying to tell you it looks so fake, therefore it's real. What's wrong with these fucking people? Really, seriously, what's wrong with these people? Did they not read? You read. You had to read it. 1984? Orwell? People just use that as like Orwellian. Orwellian. Or they say Brave New World, Huxley. Do you not understand? That's happening in front of your fucking face? Like the Newspeak, all that bullshit? That's going on? It's been going on, and now you got to listen to these motherfuckers, and they bold face to your just. They just say that shit to your face, like da 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 da, da da da. That's what they told us. People, as a general rule, are ignorant, oblivious pricks. And they get away with it. That's the dilemma. I personally believe, like you should not withhold smacking your child. A good fucking backhand to your child will alleviate a lot of problems for them later in life. I'm not saying to beat the shit out of your child. I'm not saying to beat a dog, but there are little methods when they're learning something. It's just like play a sport. If you here, let me give you an example. You play football. It's a contact game. If you run wrong, you're about to get your ass handed to you. It's part of the game. Now, if you want your child to learn something, you can't just go, oh, we're going to try this. No, you learn early. That way later, if they learn how to fall early in life, when they fall later, it's not going to hurt them. But if they're around, you put padding on all the furniture, you put the padding on the corner of the table, and you cushion everything, then later in life, they have no clue how the world works. I think that most people should be slapped in their face most days. Like when I walk down the street, I'm just like, I interact with enough people that I think someone should get like a nice crisp fucking five finger just like a throat chop, like something like that. Like because they didn't early in life, they wouldn't know what to do. They should have. I've told this story. There was a good friend of mine that I had for years, and he just got away with saying the dumbest shit and talking the dumbest, most absurd bullshit to people, because no one fucking checked his ass, because he was small. He was smaller. So because he was smaller, he did a little chihuahua, the chihuahuas, the little dog that's always yelling and saying nothing, and wants to bark at the big dog. And the big dog's like, "What are you doing?" Like like looking at the chihuahua, like, and the owner of the chihuahua is all that mouthy bitch that always runs her mouth, and no one ever fucking, just give her a little shut the fuck up, bitch, like that. And dudes with little stupid dogs, the same motherfuckers. You got a stupid little dog, you're a stupid motherfucker. You need to get smacked in the mouth. That should have happened to most people early in life, and it hasn't. And now we're sitting here with these assholes on TV, these assholes that are in. You see these people in Hollywood ever getting in fights? Not really. All of them should be beat up on a regular basis. Not when they're not for making movies. I'm okay. We can objectively say that if we turn that television on, we're getting a show. Anything that happens on there, we can as sensible adults go, that's just something for entertainment. That's an idea, and we can separate that from reality. But when they start talking on the TV, going, you need to go get the jobs and the green cars and electricity and those people need to be fucking chin checked. Like just one quick, just jab the motherfucker. Like and how the fuck is Bill Gates still walking around unscathed? How? He got hit in the face with a pie years ago, which is hilarious and it's great. But how are good people like getting assaulted, but then these assholes just keep walking around talking all the shit like they know what they're saying? Fucking this is, we got a population. These fucking people. So the 3 questions and 3 answers are: do you believe we went to the moon? Do you believe in the school system, like that is there for your good? And do you believe these politicians and media personalities are ever telling you the truth about anything? And those 3 questions, if you're interacting with another human being, friends, family, or otherwise, and they can't understand that those 3 things are implicit in their implicit in conveying ignorance and conveying powerlessness. If they think they're there for the benefit, or they think that NASA and moon, what did they bring back? Rocks or what? A mattress or something? I don't know. What is the school system teaching you? Did they teach you about taxes? They teach you about they can't, because you don't even know. You think the Federal Reserve is a federal institution, but what does federal mean? Is it state or country or federal, or no? It's actually somewhere else and has nothing. It's a corporation. They don't teach you about corporate law. They don't teach you anything, because why would the people that enslave you give you the keys to unlock your fucking shackles? And then three answers are they're either fascists, they're enslavers, you know, they're liars. And those liars can come in a lot of different ways. They're ignorant, you know what I mean? They're just ignorant to it, or they're stupid as fuck. Those are the three answers. They're fascist, lying, oppressive piles of shit, and they have to know that. But they can't get out of it. They don't know how to. They could. That's pretty easy. They just go, fuck it, I'm done with this. And just walk away from the bullshit. They already have enough money. These fascist, technocratic dictators of they're not about emancipating you. That's not their goal. You know? But that they exist. That's one of the answers. That's that person. You know it. The people that tell you what to do, how to do it, and they micromanage everything. They're micromanagers. Micromanagers. Watch these people in your life that tell you that have something to say about everything. Those people fucking suck. Royally suck. They go, oh. That's what they do. They just suck cock all day long. Any cock. It could be a horse cock. It could be a donkey cock. It could be a mouse's cock, perhaps. Maybe an alpaca cock. Although, if I had an alpaca, I would not let those people suck my alpaca's cock. And I like saying alpaca cock because it sounds funny. See, it kind of rolls off the tongue there. Or they're stupid as fuck. They're like, what is it? Lenny? Is the name Lenny? From the one that at the end of the book, he walks over and puts the gun and blows his brains out because he knows he's too stupid. Because he's too stupid to even deal with life. He's doing him a service like a horse that broke its leg. The most noble thing you can do is blow its fucking head out. Like, this is not gonna work. You're not gonna enjoy the rest of this. Let's just get it over for you. And there's those people. That sucks. But there are those people that they cannot. Their brains are already broken. And then you have the people that are not going to do the research to anything. They're not willing to put the effort in, and they're going to ignore at all costs. Because let's be honest, when you came to when you apprehended the knowledge, when you were just going, holy shit, drinking piss is actually a healthy thing. The Earth is not a ball spinning through outer space. No one went to the moon. My parents aren't smart. You come to these pieces of knowledge, you go, that's weird. I'm a tin foil hat wearing, is that what it is? I don't have tin foil on the set, by the way. You could see if I did. I don't need that. My brain is too powerful. But you come to that point where you recognize things that other people do not recognize. And they're one of those three. So 3 questions, 3 answers. There you go. And this is why do that? It's a sorting mechanism. It's a gradient system. This is why you go to school for grades, because it has to do with retardation of gradients. Look up, if you looked in an old book, they would say the retarding of grades. So that way, when you on the top, you have a very a sieve or a mesh, right, that allows big stones through. The small stones as well, obviously. Yeah, see. And then this next one becomes a smaller and tighter, finer mesh. And then you shake it, and then it starts to gradiate things. And it gradiates. It retards something from going to another level. And that's what the grading school, the schooling system, the gradients are for. To retard you. So if you don't think, I know I'm retarded because I went to school. So in some ways, my development as a soul, as a being, has been retarded. And I like the word, and I fully am disgusted by the whole cancel culture of trying to cancel words. Ugh. How silly do you have to be? How absolutely like, oh, I can't say that word. That's one level away from not thinking that word. So you want thought police? Is that what you want? You don't even want to use your mind? because a word might offend you. You know, like it's an intention, right? I always thought it was sticks and stones break my bones, but words will never hurt me. Now we have sticks and stones will break my bones, but words they'll offend me. And my your rights stop where my offense starts. Remember that one? Anybody? I'm gonna try that again. You've heard this before. You hear this every day of your life. You hear this. Now pay the fuck close attention, Padawans. Your rights stop where my offense starts. Now when you talk to someone, that's what you're going to hear in their mind, because they're offended by an idea that they can't conceptualize. They can't wrap their head around whatever you're saying. So they're offended. So by they're offended at their own ignorance. They feel that they're less than because they refuse to become a scholar. They refuse to do any research. They refuse to advance themselves and the principles of their being or mental gymnastics. They don't want to do that. So if you say anything they can't understand, they get offended, and you have to take safe passage to not afflict or offend their delicate mind that is basically that of a retarded 3-year-old. Most people they have not. In the grand schema of this entire reality matrix thing that we live in, do you know how much smarter we should be individually and collectively? Do you know how much more advanced our society should be? Do you have any clue how stupid it is that we're still trading pieces of dead presidents, like papers that are poisonous, and click this and that? Like, there's so much. And do you understand how dumb people are? Like how retarded as a totality we've succumbed and been enslaved to. Some of it our own fault. Most of it has been we've been as a species, if that's what you want to call the human species, whatever. We've been poked and prodded and adjusted and adjustment bureau kind of shit. You don't think that's happening? How much farther could if you played a video game? Let's try this for people to understand. If you played a video game and it was about building a city, say Sim City, or maybe Civilization, you know that one, or one of these ones where you realize that every there's an advancement and things become more bigger and more not necessarily more complicated. I mean, for you as a designer, it'd become a little more complicated because there's so many bells and whistles and moving parts. But what happens as you're seeing is it becomes more streamlined because you've already done it, and it's easier. So when these people are like, these robots are taking our jobs, that's the fucking goal, buddy. No one wants to work. Does anyone here want to work? No, everybody wants. Let me say, no one wants a job. Let me rephrase this. Let me redact my earlier word because I want to make this clear. No one wants a job. Everybody wants work to do. And work, you should whistle while you work and have fun and do that. I work every fucking day of my life. Do I have a job? No. I refuse. I do not accept. I will not. Never. Do I have work? Every fucking day. It's hard goddamn work being this intelligent. And this this is hard. People think it's easy. I like it though. Makes me happy. So you should understand the work that people do is to create something. As an engineer, don't worry, I'm still on that thought about robots here. As an engineer, you design something to take the stresses of your mundane existence away. If there was something that I had to do, a repetitive practice, I would make a widget. Is that what you call a widget? You'd make if there was something I had to do 100 times, Instead of just lining it up, I'd make a block that I put this here, and that way I could drill that hole in the same spot 100 times. Now, why do I want to do this with my hand? You know what I would do? I would design something that I don't have to do that. So I would automate it. Because, I mean, surely we all need pieces of lumber that have to do this so we can design this. And so we know that lumber that way. And so why wouldn't it be of a highly intelligent human society? Granted, do I want my blanket from Walmart that was on one of the machines? No, I want that blanket from grandma who did it with her hands and put some love into it, and they enjoy doing that. That's where the human innovation and creativity and art comes in, because life is uh, art, and time and energy and money and love and art. That's it. The money thing is what that is. It's not what we think it is. Like they say, time equals money. Like, no, it really doesn't. The time you spend doing something is equal to the love that you have for doing it, the work that you're doing. That's love. So, this whole idea that robots are going to take over, do you? When's the last time anyone here existed when you didn't have a robot doing something for you? Think about it. You wouldn't call a car a robot? That's robotic. That's engineering. That's things and functioning. Do you know how hard, you got to go to work that's 20 miles away? You're going to go ahead and walk there? Okay. You're walking at what, 3.5 miles an hour? See, I can do math. So 20 miles. How long is it going to take you to get to work? 20 miles? No, so where are you going to work then? You're going to work closer to home. And everybody's pissed about like robots taking their job. The Mexicans taking their jobs, the robots taking their jobs. Like, no, that's supposed to be. That's what's supposed to happen. And then you're supposed to have more time to do the creative endeavors which make advance society. Creativity and art advance society. And that creativity and art produces technology. Technology doesn't create art. You can use technology to make a piece of artwork and screen print and blah blah blah. Yeah, but the creativity was just like physicality, and this realm is only of the mind, is the same as saying technology is only because of art and creativity and music. Like a cathedral is music held in architectural form. Music is fluid architecture. Think about that. Music is fluid architecture. Architecture is crystallized music. There was a dude that said, show me your friends and I'll show you your future. I agree with that to a degree. But everybody's my friend. Even if they don't know it. Hey, 42 minutes in here of this rant. It's me, Zen. There's you. Oh, and as per usual, because energy is this fluxing current of energy that goes from one place to another, and in this certain locale, some people have, thank you so much for everyone that has donated for my long, luxurious talks of idiocy, whatever I'm talking about. Who the fuck knows? But if you've enjoyed, it's like paying $8 to go. What is it? $12 to go to a movie these days? Shit, I do 2 hours. I'm more entertaining than the movie. So if you'd like to, what I'm saying is, feel free to slide a couple ducats, a clam, money, currency, my way if you'd like to. There's a donation bucket. It's beneath Cash App, PayPal, all that shit. Because I still do in the society, as I'm trying to build a better future for everyone, where those things are not as needed. but they are. And so if you'd like to, feel free. And back to the show. That was my 30 seconds of commerce. Oh, commerce. Ugh. Fucking hate commerce. Really, really drags on my fucking being. I don't know. It's like when people ask me for something and they're like begging or whatever, or like they need something. Like if I have it, it's just it's in me to give it to them. Why wouldn't I? But I can't. It's such a. It's irks at me to go. Can I have that? It does. I don't know. Man, I think you know how that. Have you ever heard of like certain Asian cultures? If you were to walk in their house and you say you like something, they would feel obligated to give it to you. So the courteous thing is not to say you like anything. It's very interesting because, like, when someone walks in your house, normally they go, "Oh, I love this, I love this, I love this," and you go, "Ooh, it's mine, it's mine." Oh, you like what I have, and it's kind of. I think the idea is idol worship. If you walk into somebody else's house, you go, "Oh, that is fucking awesome," but I will not say so because I don't want them to believe that that is so. I require that. I mean, I get the idea, but I think that maybe they took it a little too far. Of course, if somebody's made some really cool shit, you go, I fucking adore that. Like whatever you put in that, that's fucking awesome. I don't want it. That's your business. You should have it here. That's why people come over here to look at this cool piece of artwork. Hmm. Beers. Also, hey, and also I will say, hopefully everyone's happy I'm here today doing the show because I was supposed to yesterday, and my phone I couldn't get a good signal. I think it's because New Orleans was playing Atlanta, so all the Atlanta people were here, and so our network of whatever signals in there were being sucked up by the Atlanteans. Ah! If anybody's seen the game, it was awesome. We were down. Everybody thought we were losing, and I was like, I went to the bar. I was like, sat down. I was like, got a daiquiri, and I started watching the game. I was like, we're coming back, and we did. And then what happens? We got. I don't know if anybody's into football. We got beat on the same fucking play we've got beat on every major play that the Saints have lost on. Watch the game. It's an out route on the right side, and they toss the ball, and it's just some missed tackle. This happened going in the playoffs, the Super Bowls. Da, 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 da. Anybody seen this? Check it out. It's awful. It's a travesty. It's a Travis Barker. Anyways, so who's in here? Let me see. What's up, Melissa? What you doing? Melissa, are you the only one in here? Oh, David Mannion. What is up, Mr. Mannion? Oh, I didn't. Oh, well, it's Melissa. It's the Court of Two Sisters. Hey, and the rest of you, you flimsy fucks. There's 6 thumbs up, and those aren't even from you, motherfuckers, because I made the show yesterday, so people know that it's going to be good. So they give me a thumbs up. No one in here is giving me a thumbs up right now, so fuck all you. Oh, and 2 people just left because I told them to fuck off. I like that. Thumbs up are free, and so is and I guess I should put like a NP7 or what is it NC17 on my shows. If you got kids around and you don't want them to hear dirty, filthy mouth Zen. Hey, Dave, what's going on, man? I'm gonna talk to you in a little bit. How you feeling? What's going on? I've lost my fucking mind, Dave. It was really weird yesterday being out because we did that time thing, the fall back. Yeah, it's no, Melissa. It says 10-8 are watching. What I'm saying is, 6 of those thumbs up initially were from prior to the show because I had posted it yesterday, and so people just jump on and give me a thumbs up, which is I'm thankful for. Awesome. But then since people are here, no one's doing anything, but they have one thumb in their rectum, and the other one probably playing with a joystick or something. I don't know. What would you be doing with your other thumb? You're sucking on it. You know, yeah. You ever know a thumb sucker? I had a I had a friend growing up that used to be a thumb sucker at a late age. He would, well, I don't know if he's sucking something. He would just bite on it. He was like that. I was like, but you know, what's interesting is that he was a mouthy dude. He's not the kind of person that not say something. So I found that odd. Oh, you getting some beers? Yeah, let's get some beers. It's early here. It is it's fucking 9 o'clock. Oh no, man. I think you know what's funny is it's now that I realize there's a bus route that goes directly to the quarter. I kind of feel like going to the quarter every day again. Because that's what I used to do. I don't know if anybody like where I used to live. If you understand, the French Quarter, New Orleans, greatest place, and the Mississippi is right there, and there's this really great place to sit and listen to music. So I go there and I just start playing music, and I play fucking. If you don't know, I'm fucking every super DJ. People just come over and sit down with me, and like Jesus Christ, man, like this is awesome. They're like, what is this? What is this? And you know, I get a couple of drinks, smoke some weed, whatever, blah blah blah. Anyway, so I feel drawn to go to the river again. You know that song? It's called River by oh, what is his name? Oh, I've lost the name of the. I'll get back. I'll get back to you guys in a second with that one. I could just look it up, but it's on my phone. My phone is right there, right there. Anyways, my point was I feel like going to the river and I would do a show from there because I do have a place I can go charge my shit at. I don't know, charge my shit, my phone. I'm not gonna electrocute my asshole. Well, what should we get into? What's the day look like? Should I continue on these curious adventures of language here, or make my way to the River Thames? Well, are you guys familiar with the Mississippi River? Is equivalent to, I believe, the Nile River in Egypt. And if you go up the Mississippi and up the Nile, you get to this place called Cairo, Egypt. Is this right? If you go look up on a map, do this when you get a chance. Go look at Cairo, Egypt, and the river. And there's a river that comes, there's two rivers that come together. And then there's this little spot of land that comes into one river. And there's like a little island there. And it's called Cairo. And then you come over to America, our land that I live on. If I walked to the Mississippi, I could follow the Mississippi up to a place called Cairo in Illinois. And it has a river that connects, and it's it looks identical, and they're both Cairo. Now, a lot of people would say that Cairo in Egypt was the original. This is like people going like out of Africa theory and Cairo, and like Egyptian. But if you paid really close attention, what's going on, and like why our pyramids are lower down and we can't see them? It's because they came first. Cairo, like America, was. It's not. I'm not being America centric. You know what I mean? It just would appear as and look at our system of government and everything that we're doing here. It's based upon Egyptology, like not Egyptology, but like Egyptian lore. Even though it's disguised in symbolically, it's using the same. I mean, you call it Tatarian if you want to, but if it was Tatar, it seems like the Tatarian takeover that made things. See, this is kind of an advanced lecture, if you understand. Tataria and the ancient, whatever it was, it seemed to be free energy, healing places where churches were healing, not stealing. If you think, oh, here, you want a fourth question? Do you think churches are anything but succubuses? Do you think they're telling you anything to deal with the truth? No, they're enslavers, just like all the other institutions. If you really there's a fourth question. I shouldn't have been 3 and 3. I just like 3 and 3, but now we're gonna do 4. If you think churches are there to help you and to make you more spiritual, you're fucking lost. You're lost in that sauce. You can get all sauced out in that shit. No, but anyways, the point is those buildings were ancient healing centers, which you'd see as a church was not. And church comes from the word kirk or circle. It's a cycle or circle. Same reason you have the person in front, you have the preacher, and you have the mass. Preacher and the mass. And then what do you have in a school system? The teacher and the class. The teacher and the class, the preacher and the mass. You think this is, the root word is ass and ass. Teacher and preacher, eacher. So each an ass. So they get your ass eaching. I'm just playing with that part, but there's root words. It's a priestcraft. A priest in a church is no different than a magician. He is. What do you think? What do you think the school is? It's a priestcraft. They don't know it. They're in a priestcraft and they don't know it. Teachers, the preachers, they know they're priests, but they don't see it as magic. But if I go somewhere and I talk to magicians, like real, not the ones going, oh, I can pull a fucking sock out of my the asshole of a bunny. That's weird, buddy. I don't know why you got so many socks in bunnies' assholes, but they're doing lots of psychological magic on people, and they don't see it. They don't know it. At least when you go to someone that plays with magic, which everyone is, anyways, you're always spellcasting. But if you go to somebody that expressly says that's what they're doing, that's good. Why is that good? Because you know what you're getting into. If you send your kid to school, you have to tell them implicitly what's going on. Like, look they're trying to indoctrinate you to some ideas, and what you do is every answer they give you, you question it, and every question that you have, they will answer it, and you go back and forth with that, because they're trying to fool you. So do that. It's a good test. But when you go to somebody that's a magician, they'll tell you, I'm going to do this ceremonial thing, and you know it, so you get involved in it, and you know what's happening. That's good. The idea that people are scared of black magicians is hilarious, because if you know someone's a black magician, then you would avoid them if you don't like what they're doing, or if you do enjoy what they're doing, you would participate. It's say non-inclusive, like you can if you want is kind of thing. It's kind of like, I think it's the whole thing with the people that have been stabbed, like just stabbed every day. They're eating the apple. Anybody know my other shows what I'm talking about? They want inclusivity. They're very they say they're for the wholeness and all is one and da da. No, they hate your fucking face. They hate your guts. They hate everything about you, because you're not a statist fascist pile of fucking wet piss, shit, and dicks. Yeah, bunch of words there. It's like a pile of it. Donkey dicks. How's that? They hate you. And there is an us and them dialogue. Sorry to break it to you, but there is. I don't care. Everybody's like, oh, we're all one. Yeah. Okay, well, no, it's part of your psyche. Yeah, I get it. Don't play these games with me. I'm just saying, there literally, you can walk around and find people that really fucking don't like you because you have not got stabbed like they did. You can never know. You're trying to kill everybody. Oh, I'm trying to kill people by not stabbing people. You know what it's called, right? Is when people were enslaved and then they fall in love with their enslaver. You know what I'm talking about? And then they protect their enslaver. You know that word? Anybody want to go ahead and write that down? You know what it is. These people, that's what happens. They get torturously abused, and I have known people that fucking verbatim said to me, after being stabbed repeatedly, got sick as shit, and told me, oh, that means it's working. And I was like, well, no one stabbed me, and I'm healthy as a fucking, I'm a ray of sunshine. And somehow the dialogue was that there was a possibility that I'm the sick one, not the person that's literally fucking sick after getting stabbed. What? Who? What kind of fucking? Where is? How does that? What kind of mental gymnastics do you have to do to make yourself believe that that's the truth? It's no. So I think that the moral, if there, I don't have any morals or ethics. I don't believe in morals or ethics. I don't believe in good and evil either. Although I have seen enough shit going on in the world recently that there are some fucking fucked up people. I believe there's broken things. Let's try it this way. Let me tell you what I believe. If you take an heirloom seed of, let's say, a tomato, and you grow that in proper footing, in the correct landscape, in the correct terrain, with enough sunlight, enough water, correct climate, see, it's going to be a perfect heirloom tomato. It's going to be the most tomato-est tomato that you could ever tomato. It's just a, there it is. Now, you could degrade, I believe is the word. You could degrade that tomato and grow it somewhere where it's not getting enough water, not enough sunlight. It's in its colder climate, and the tomato is going to become not so tomato-y. It's not going to taste as good. It's not going to look as good. It's never going to become a banana, though. It's never going to become a banana. It's going to be less tomato-y. However, if you were to read a book, it's called it's called Pottinger's Cats. Pottinger's Cats. If you were to take that tomato, and then its next seed, the really deranged tomato, after a couple generations, is going to become less. That seed is going to become less and less pure of a seed. It's not going to be the perfected genus of tomato. You can't change it. You could hybridize, but it can't be altered unless you're gene editing, which seems to be a pretty bad thing. You can splice and you can hybridize. So you can take and splice a lemon to a orange tree and put all the citrus on there, and it's going to work. But the seed's still going to be the seed. It can grow together. That's fine. But the seed itself is either going to be destroyed or not. And if you take one of the seeds that is damn near not even capable of making a seed again, and you plant it in the proper soil and give it the proper nutrition, which is nut. A nut is what it is. A seed is a nut. And nut means nux or lux. Light that gives energy is the nut. Because the seed is light. Follow me here. See? If you see something that glows in black light, what glows in black light? Nut. Also, lucifers, or like these Lucifer, like the light bringer and all this. Are you a Luciferian? No. I just know what it is. I know what it means. It just glows. So that nut can become shining, radiant light and splendor, which then shows itself as a tomato, and you can make that tomato a fully whole tomato after a couple generations. You can do this in Pottinger's Cats. He does this with cats. Starts feeding cats microwave food, dry food, garbage, and that cat, after a couple generations, the cat becomes, bones are like, they're not working right, and its incisors are all fucked up, and the eyes are, too close to each other, and then the mother stops taking care of, after like 4 generations of feeding these cats wrong, the mother stops taking care of the weakest She does not provide the milk to the weakest because it's a waste. And that species dies off. Natural order, intelligence. They don't take care of the retarded ones. Why? Would you want to live in idiocracy where all we do is reproduce retards? Because that seems like what we're living amongst, yes? This is not talking about the other direction of splicing and dicing and making, and everything's got to be because there's much alteration and difference in the expression of energies within the genes of what we'd see as somebody that's black-haired, black-bearded, blue-eyed, blonde-haired, different climates, different fertile landscapes. They're going to be different. It's going to be. But the idea of Pottinger's cats is after they get to that point where the mother won't take care of it, they start feeding it raw milk. Raw milk. And then that cat gets stronger. And that one, there will be one that doesn't reproduce, and that one reproduces. And that next generation is stronger. And that one reproduces and gives milk. And then all of a sudden, the cat is back, after 4 generations, back to the most catness. Remember that movie? Katniss? The most Katniss ever. All it took was terrain theory. Terrain theory. You have an internal terrain and an external terrain. They often mimic each other. But we can alter both of those. Could you imagine being so silly that you think you need to live where it's freezing cold? Could you? I mean, I know people that live in Alaska, but why? If you've convinced yourself that you like the cold, you might have a mental disorder. I'm gonna twist your little fucking noodles up one more time right now. You think hell is cold? You think hell is hot? No, it's not. Hell is cold. There is an absolute zero, which means death. What is the opposite of cold? What's the other polarity? Go in the other direction. It's warmth. Who doesn't like to be warm? You literally have a fucking system in your house to make sure, if you live in the north, to make sure it's warm enough. There is nowhere you can go that is too hot to survive on this realm. People live on the equator. Equal. They don't have air conditioners. Some do. But they've been living there for the entire time. I know people that when it's 70 degrees, I'm in New Orleans, and I'm chalky right now. I go outside. I went outside yesterday. It was like 60, 65. I bought a pair of gloves. I got layers of clothes on. Why? Because cold is death. Cold is hell. You can't say you like to be cold. If you like to be cold, I believe there's a mental disorder there. You realize cold is the lack of vibration, atomic particles. Warmth is this. Warmth is fun. It's like, warmth is what a baby does. You cuddle a puppy. It's warm. It's energy. It's vibrating. Vibration is warmth. That is nothing like what you'd consider hell to be. Hell is cold. There's no way. Thank you, Dave. There's no. I've lived there. Okay. Funny enough, and every time I tell you, just yesterday I had a conversation about something. It literally is. I'm not exaggerating. I don't exaggerate. I fucking hate exaggerators. I want to kick them in their twat, their taint, their twaint. How that or their twaint. I like that. It's like a twat and a taint. Just yesterday I was having this conversation, and a friend of mine said to me, after her friend, this is a story she's relaying to me about a friend of hers that was explaining to her eating the apple, getting the Jabberwocky, was equivalent to getting a license to drive a car. That's what her friend said. Her friend said this. that she wants to go to concerts and she wants to do things, and for her to be a socially responsible part of society, that it's her duty, civic duty, to um, get a license to do that, so she could drive a car. Nowhere in here are we discussing whether or not just because you have a license you know how to drive a car. Because I know plenty of people that can whip a fucking car, don't have a license. I know people that have licenses, they can't drive a car for shit. So in essence, her logic makes complete sense. But also, like, you need to get, that's gonna give you the. I was connecting this to something else, and I was just so caught up in how silly the story was that I forgot where I was going with this. But like, how do people, how do people, how do people think that? Yeah, I just got caught in that story, and I'm in a little fucking a little. I went down a little rabbit hole, and just caught in that story. Because just back to, I think the origination of this little talk was, how many people do you know that, okay, think about people that you've dealt with for years that you're like, oh well, I'll just put up with that bullshit, and now you're presented with an obvious impasse of dealing with people's um, fuckery. So her impasse was, her friend was telling her that, and she's like, I just had to get off the phone. I couldn't talk to her anymore. There was nothing to, that was kind of her impasse going. She was saying that, and going like, that's literally what my friend believes. Is like, how can that even be? That's your consciousness. Literally, that's a reflection of your consciousness that you'll put up with that shit. And there's all sorts of people. There's people. Everyone's going to have their downfalls. Everyone's going to have their, so it's not putting up with people. It's like, because there's so much good in them. They're at least 51% good or whatever. That you accept all the, like, hey, everyone's gonna trip, everyone's gonna say some dumb shit, everyone's gonna fall, everyone's gonna act a fool. Yeah, we accept that. But like, if someone's character trait, I was thinking about this the other day. Do you know people that literally have no redeeming qualities? Redeeming qualities. You understand the concept of redeeming qualities, yes? There are people that I've known that I'm just like, you ever talk to someone and you're like, there's no way I'd ever interact with this person. Like, somebody at a grocery store or something, or like you just see them and you just go, that person, there's what could they be possibly doing other than just breathing my oxygen? It's a joke. Eating my food, just consuming mindlessly. There are those people, and some of them you've been in interaction with your entire life. I hate to break it to everybody, but there are relationships that are just that are garbage, shit, not to be had, and there are people that are not looking out for your best interest. Even if I don't like someone, I look out for their best interest. But that doesn't mean they'll believe me. It doesn't mean I'll interact with them, because I'm like, oh, they'll just think I'm an idiot. Like, there's a couple people I know. There's one person I know that is a nurse, and she would argue me to the death over anything that she thinks she knows about nursing. I'm like, why do you take fucking 10 pills a day? You look 10 years older than you are. You're always sick. And I'm sitting here healthy as a fucking, look at me. I'm glorious. People call me Jesus motherfucking Christ. People look at me like I'm God, because I am. And why do people don't come to you to ask for help? Nobody trusts you. Why are you arguing with me? Because I'm not selling you something. You're like, well, you need this pill and this and da. And there are people that aren't, that they're professionals in bullshit. Like, I can bullshit with anybody, but I'm talking about in real bullshit, like steeped in it. They paid $100,000 to get involved in some multi-level scheme of semantics and just come dumpstery and just talk shit and believe that they know something. And it's not literally helping anyone. And I'm out here like just doing this off the cuff for free. And anybody you want to know how to fix something? I'm not going to tell you to go to buy something. You got to buy this shit from me. I'll tell you how to do it. You ain't going to like what I say though. No one's going to like it. I tell people all the time. And this is the only like saving like YouTube and everything else. They don't care that I say this. Go drink your piss. It's free. But you know what? They laugh. Because no one's going to do it. You guys know. Some of you know. Stop eating so much fucking food. I don't know. It's so simple. Do you have something ailing you right now? I could tell you a plant, or I could tell you like, hey, occasionally, maybe there's a doctor and a pill that you might need, but I would never suggest that because I'm not a doctor, so I'm not gonna use that line of logic. Tell you about how heat works. I could tell you about how cold works. I could tell you about your own internal alchemical laboratory that you own. It's yours. You live inside of it. It's you. I'll tell you about drinking some beers. How does he do it? I don't know. Ugh, fuck. So who else left in here? 10 people in here. Anybody that's not I look like thank you. Some days I don't, this goes back to body dysmorphia. A few days ago I was having a conversation with somebody about body dysmorphia. It's when you don't believe, like, those days you wake up and you put clothes on and you're like, nothing looks good on me. Fuck this. And you just like, I'm going back to bed. You just feel that way, like nothing is looking right. I could put on a tuxedo and just go, I look like a pile of shit. And I get that. But I know it's just a momentary, like, I'm having I just don't feel good right now. But then other days, I don't know, I could wear what would you wear? Just the dumbest shit. I could wear an old lady's gown and feel like I'm the ultimate, the great. I'm just, look at me, gorgeous. We get those days, but you got to learn once. Yeah, boy. What? First beer in a week? Whoa. Well, good thing I've been drinking for you. So it keeps us young, man. It's very interesting. I didn't drink or smoke weed or anything growing up. I was sportif. I was in school. I was getting the grades. I was kicking and throwing the ball. I was good. Then I found what are those things? Alcohol and drugs and pussy. Yeah. And then that changed my life. And also, burp God. I fucking love burping. I think it's the funniest thing. Oh, you guys like my finger paints? I don't know. Yeah, it's really weird too, the aging thing. I don't think people are supposed to age past about 28. I think 28 is about where you're supposed to like level off. And then you just go through your phase of your 28 forever until you feel like, okay, I'm going to just be old now and move on to another realm. I think that's kind of, have you ever seen people that they look a certain way for a very long time and then all of a sudden they're old and they die? They're like young, going through and then they're this. They're just this thing. And then they just, that's how, but most people you look at, they kind of do one of these. They go, beep, 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 beep. And they look decrepit and decaying all the time. They look decaying. They look like they're slowly just losing. slowly losing form, like they're being just. It's like a watching a slow motion, whoa, just fall apart. It's like knocking Legos down in slow motion. Oh yeah, you were detoxing. Good man, good. See a lot of people, yeah, back into detoxing. I do that. I do that often. When I eat a lot, like I do. I've been dealing with some little like gouty shit in my knee. It was fucked up, and I was in bed just like and sweating it out. I just put some heat. Heating is good. A lot of people say don't put heat on injuries. It speeds up a healing process. And I was just waking up sweating, just getting toxins out of my body. Like, I mean, don't people understand how the body works? How else are you gonna get rid of things? Out your butthole and out your skin. That's a major or spit. You get phlegm. You have a cold or you get the flu or whatever, and you better out than in. So you're exhuming. You're out of your. It's how you get rid of it. So you sweating, take a shower, clean it off, spitting, puking, shitting. That's it. And then you're like, because think of it this way. Let's get to the highest level of understanding of nature. If you were to hurt yourself in nature or animals, let's use animals as a idea here. Let's use a monkey, perhaps. I don't know. What do you have on board? Like you need fluid. You have that. So your piss would be that's it's right in front of you. It's right there. You can cup your hands. You're not digging around back there to eat something. No, eating is not a good idea of anything. Poopy. You're not really like you get a cut. What do? You suck on the blood. What's that? Is that vampiric? No, there's something there because your saliva is there's like a bacterial shit going on there, and also that plasma is going back into you. You're cleaning it. So as it's cleansed, going through your kidneys, and you're cleansing that plasma, which was water or fluid or whatever you put in your body, and then it starts to mix up with everything else, and then changes colors, gets oxidized, and it goes through your system. It's getting out of the shit that you don't need. If you fill your tank up, if you fill your car up, if you fill your house up with a bunch of shit you don't need, then you get rid of what you don't need. You're clarifying in the same way. You're clarifying the liquids, the house. Your temple, right? You're just getting rid of what you don't need. It makes it easier to move. You have less weight in your car. It's gonna go faster. It's gonna move quicker. It's gonna be more nimble. Same with your body. We put the point is as a human, you're gonna put shit in your body. You're gonna look at stupid shit. You're gonna hear stupid music. You're gonna listen to dumb people talk, blah, 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 and you're gonna eat some food that you don't, that's not great for you. But it's enjoyable. It's life. Life is physical. But the goal is to cleanse it out quickly. You digest, and then you use the fluid. Because if you're an animal, right? Back to this thing. If you get hurt, if something breaks down, you would have everything on board. It's an onboard system. How would you heal yourself? You have two things: breath, spirit, and liquid are the primary functions that's what you need. You don't need a physical thing. Your body's already there. You already have the physicality. So the earth, you are an earth-based system. You're already made of earth. You just need to keep it lubricated and keep it oxygenated, which is the fuel. Those two things are the fuels. Think of a car. What do you put in there? Gasolina and oxygen, so that the explosion occurs, combustion. That's what you need. The car's already there. It's not going anywhere. Your body is that. So you just recycle the fluid. You could, if you are living in the correct place, you could. This is the idea of people that are breatharians. You can recycle your urine. Have you ever been out? You ever been out somewhere and you got to piss, but you just don't, and then all of a sudden that desire and need to piss goes away? You know why? Because they just put the plasma back into your body. You could do that indefinitely, but we live in such a filthy in cities, and you got all the cars with the exhaust pipes and the shit. Everything's everywhere. It's just you still gotta add some water now and then. But the idea is that your urine, that your fluid, that is already in an enclosed, you're an enclosed system. When your body breathes out of the skin is all the fluid, and it goes out there. But then, so that's the out breath, and so you lose a little bit of weight and water. But then, at night, you breathe in, and it's taking that shit back. I mean, I think it's the other way around, excuse me, but then because these pores, they're porous, you can take things in or out. You're breathing this. Your skin is your lungs, basically. It's the largest organ on your body. Like, your body is the organ. You're breathing in and out of it. Your lungs doing the same thing. It's just, you can take water in because we live in there's almost, I don't know this to be a fact, but I think it is that we're never in 0%. Like there's always humidity. There's always at least 1% humidity. We're surrounded by water. It's just very, it's just moist. It's the density of water. You realize there's different densities to water. So we see the density of water where the fish are as there's a barrier. That's water. But even in the water, there's density to that water. And then there's also a way to make the surface tension of that water less using ionized hydrogen, but that's a long story. But like we're sitting here in water. So your body is literally, you could just sit here. How do you think the Bodhi sat underneath the tree for 40 days? Consuming nothing. Because it's just cycling. You don't need to do anything. we do all this extra shit because it's fun. Here's the story of of Siddhartha, of the Bodhi. After he sat underneath the tree, the idea, he learned the lesson of what it was to sit underneath the tree, which was, I don't need to do shit. But then realized that the bigger lesson was, I can do anything I want. And I'm going to go do something. And he still was participating in the world. If you know you don't need to do shit, that doesn't mean you just don't do shit. Because how pointless and worthless would your life be if you just sat underneath the tree for days? Oh, you know that it's, I don't need this fucking beer. I don't can sit here. But at what point do we want interaction with reality? And that's what he came to the conclusion. So we take all these things in, we interact, that's the point of it. The point of life is to live it, I guess. Right? It's not to not. Some days you need to take some time off. There's some healing time, there's some self-reflection, some meditation. But other times, let's fuck it up, Let's go. It's fucking 9 o'clock on a Monday morning. I'm crushing a beer right now. What the fuck does that say about me? That I'm some sort of scallywag? No. It's just part of my life. Some people, you know what? Some people would judge me for drinking a beer at 9 a.m. as they're sitting there shoveling bacon, and whether you like eggs or not or think they're good, I know they're good. And white bread and like just slabs of fake butter, and they're just shoveling in their mouth. I need breakfast. I'm a good strong guy. That's disgusting. You're gonna wake up and go murder a pig, and might as well get a burger while you're at it for lunch. Go kill a cow and a pig. I'm sitting here. Well, that was just wheat that just was sitting there. I talked to it. It was like, hey, I'm not really that conscious. It's just a little. I'm just growing, and just go ahead. I would rather be a beer, so I turned into a beer and I drank it. Now it's in part of my body enlivening me. These people are just going, oh, you're drinking a beer, you fucking got a problem, don't you? I gotta eat 3 times today. If you eat 3 times a day, you're a fucking filthy, you're a pig fuck. Hey, don't get me wrong. Hey, if you guys want to fucking have a barbecue and eat 4 times in a day, 5 times, I'll do it with you. I enjoy it, but it's not an everyday thing. Just saying. Don't be stupid. How dense, knock knock. How dense are you? I can walk through walls. Can you? So I'm not dense. What's up, Shadison? How you doing? A couple days late and an hour behind. There's nothing like, yeah. See, I got some coffee here. Hold on. Mm. What's coffee and on the bottom? I need a spoon, but it's mushroom chocolate. It's chaga and a bunch of other delicious mushroom things. So I make. So what I do is I make a hot. Basically, I do like a half hot chocolate, half mushroom. I keep saying half, but like a third hot chocolate with. I mean, hopefully it's a nut milk because I just don't. Some of the milk I don't like. Coffee, and then mushroom mixture. It's pretty dope. Because caffeine. We've done the Zen on caffeine shows. It's not it's too much. My brain is already too fantastical. So what's up? How's everybody doing? I will remind people in the back that are jagging off, that are just there with their headphones on, maybe at school or maybe at work. Listening to me when their boss is telling them some dumb shit to do. Maybe you're there and you do have a portfolio, a pocketbook, dollars, change, currency, and you want to slide it in my direction. That'd be very delightful. I'm the new Bitcoin, Zencoin. You provide me, I provide infinite future resources. Mm-hmm. Other ones that they promise you a lot and you get nothing in return. Maybe if you get it in and out real quick, you can get that Bitcoin shit or whatever. And if you got that, slide me some. I could work with it. It keeps me alive, and keeping me alive is maybe the most important thing that you could ever do. Because really, honestly, if I wasn't talking all this shit and you weren't listening to me, what would life be? Do you know how empty a room becomes when I'm not there? It's true. It happens all the time. Oh, so anyways, feel free if you want to give me a tip, even if it's a quarter, a nickel, a dime, $1 or 1,000 of those dollars, because you have a trust fund or something. I don't know why I didn't get a trust fund. I should have had one. I'm pretty sure, but I don't know why they wouldn't trust me. I'll do good with money. You can go ahead and give that to me. Put it in the bucket. CashApp, PayPal, and Venmo. TsarXen, TsarXen. But you got to capitalize the X in there. Thanks, appreciate it. You guys are the best. Woohoo! I hate doing that part. I think what I want to do is I'm gonna record myself doing the give me donations bullshit, and then I'll just kind of put it on another screen and I'll just walk away because I hate doing that every time. It makes me feel like I'm some sort of fucking downtrodden gutter snipe begging for scraps off the table. I do feel that way sometimes. I think we all do. It's like when we were talking about body dysmorphia. Is that what it's called? Is it dysmorphia? Is that how you say it? Yeah, it's the same thing. Like I don't know why I don't have I know I'm rich. I have a lot of money. Yeah, I don't know why I just should have a lot more than I do. But I don't know. I think if I did, I would probably hire more people to do shit. I would employ people. Hey, I would be like, those really rich fucks that like have billions of dollars, and they employ people for like $8 an hour. Like, oh, I give people jobs, or I'm a magnet. No, I would never become like that. That's fucking weird. have $1 billion and walk in. I own this business. And like, what are you doing? Like, I don't even know how any of this shit's made. Just do it. I gave you a job. I couldn't. How do people do that? Oh no, I would hire one assistant. Here's my druthers. I think I want to make like if the economy was as what it was, $500,000 for a year would be kosher. It would be really good. I could function on $500,000 a year because I would hire one person, and I'd pay them a pretty penny. I'd give them $100,000, so I'd be 400 for me. I give them $100,000 to drive me places, be my personal assistant. Do the bullshit that I don't want to do because it get in the way of me being awesome. Probably I would get a massage every day, so I'd send them to school for that. So if they want to work when they're not, they wouldn't even have to be around 40 hours a week. It'd be less than that. $100,000 to just deal with all the other little dots the I's, crosses the T's bullshit. Yeah. And then I'd have a lot of small houses in just random places. I mean, and maybe not. I mean, and then I would rent them out. You know what I mean? It'd be like timeshare on everything. I would timeshare everything, and just be like, oh, where do I want to be this week? And then I would what's that? 500. So then I would have a private jet, but it would be another timeshare jet. So that would be like what, $30K a year, and then it's probably like $20K up front, and then like every time you fly, like it's next to nothing. Yeah. And then that's how it works. I think that's pretty much how the upper echelon kind of functions, especially with yachts and shit, timeshare everything. Because I mean, you can't live at every place. I don't want all the cars. I want some decent cars. I don't want the expensive ones. And I would employ someone to make the car for me. That would be, see, that's what I'd do. You gotta keep the movie. You gotta keep the money moving forward. Really, $500,000 is not a lot. That's a cheap date for what I'm worth. For what I'm worth, I'm worth like $369 billion. So 500,000, that's just write a fucking check. I mean, don't write a check. Just give me the cash. Let me just use the cash. Cash is spendable still. I'll put that shit into the all the other financial institutions, the bitcoins and all that shit. Yeah. It's funny when I did have a decent amount of money, it's like you just spend it differently. It's like what do you wait like when you're running rich or running thin. I don't know if anybody's here ever raced cars or had automobiles. Like you always want to run rich, because if you run without enough gas in there, you could burn out an engine. You break the engine. But you also, when you're in life, when you don't have a lot, you kind of take stock of what's important. I think it's a valuable lesson. Oddly, it hasn't changed me much. I still keep three things that are important: good friends, warmth, and beer. That's about it. I can do with or without the weed, but usually people got weed, so a friend with weed is a friend indeed. Yeah, that's about the size of it. Yeah, I don't know. What does anybody really need? Let's get back. Let's play the zombie apocalypse game real quick again. Because I've been telling people what should you stock up with for the apocalypse, for the end of the world. And here's how I'd explain it. Whether or not it's an actual physical, people are morphing into what you'd consider a zombie from like all the movies, which I think is a good possibility, because we're already seeing little bits and pieces of at least people dying and people fucking being all like scabbed out, wounded, but still functioning, which doesn't make any sense. There's that shit is going on. Or if it's just a technological apocalypse, which means they can just hit the button you realize there are people that have, there we go, oh, the leader of the free world has their finger on the nuclear codes. He doesn't even remember what the numbers are. Even though nuclear or whatever the fuck, those don't even exist. As far as I'm aware of, as far as it looks like. I don't believe it. Yeah, Nagasaki, they filmed it. That was just as real as the fucking moon landing. Um, so what would you need for the end of the world? And here's what they can do. What I'm saying is they can just push a button. You realize there's just a button. Clean everyone's bank accounts are empty. Just done. Turn this thing off right here. Out of here. No signals, no TV, no communication other than human varietal of communication, one-on-one. That can happen. And in fact, they're already calling for it. They're telling you on the news they're going to do it because that's what they do. So it's going to happen. Granted, the news is a bunch of lying bullshitters and hoaxing everybody. Get it? But it doesn't mean that what they're suggesting won't happen. Because it will. Just because they made it happen, which makes it a hoax. But it's not organically, oh, it might. Ooh, who knows? Ooh. It's like if I walk up to you like, hey, what happens if I fucking smack you in the face? And I smack you in the face. You know what I mean? That's what they're doing. They're telling you, so you have to just go, whoops. Oh, you missed, didn't you? So if and when, not if, but when they do the thing that they're going to do, which is probably this December, perhaps, I don't know, because that's what they're kind of saying. Kind of like, remember how they did that thing where they planned for a planned demic or thing, that thing? Remember they did that a while ago, and then that happened because they implemented it. They're doing the same thing here. What would you want for the end of the world? A roof over your head, chocolate, coffee, alcohol, tobacco. What else do you really need? Honestly, everybody's like, oh, they need canned food and this and that, and like, oh, clean water. But I mean, I know clean water. It's my fucking piss. But distilled water, coffee, and maybe you're not into coffee, so you don't fucking need. But it's a good trade item. It's a good barter system because people really need their caffeine. Tobacco, you might not like it, but other people need their tobacco. Good barter system. Chocolate, who doesn't love the comfort of chocolate? I love chocolate, and it's good for you. You need magnesium. Magnesium is very important. That chocolate helps you sleep. And dude, sucking on a fucking chunk of chocolate. Sucking on a chunk of chocolate. I like that. That sounds funny. That's good. That'll help you sleep, and it's nourishing. And what else would I say? And alcohol. Who the fuck doesn't like alcohol? If you don't like alcohol, you're a pro. I would say, if everything's backwards and upside down, if you don't like alcohol, you're the problem. It's funny. I used my father figure in my life. He drank with like friends and shit when I was a kid, and then as I got older, both my parents stopped drinking and they became assholes. Pretty simple. I remember them being fun people. They were hanging out like relatives, and they got games to play. And like I'd go with them, like hey, like hit the ball and throw the ball and do the things, and everybody's having a good time. Everybody's cracking a beer. Everybody's having fun. And then they just, for some reason, all that stopped, and they stopped drinking. And they became the most hostile, fucking ruthlessly disgusting assholes ever. And then I never drank. And then one day I was I did drink, and then they're like, "You got some sort of problem drinking, bro, buddy." And then the first person I ever sold weed to was my mother. Imagine that. Never got along. One day I was like, fuck this bullshit. I was walking the house just fucking ripping a fucking blunt. I was like, here. She's like, what's this? So you want to smoke this? And she's like, hey, do you have any blair of that? I was like, yeah. Funny shit, right? Funny stories of Zen's life. You guys get a little inlets into my upbringing, and I don't, and it's funny because I have these funny little stories, but I know as a totality, I realize most people have. I would say most people have a more interestingly strange childhood than I did. Yeah, I know too many people that I've met their parents is like, oh shit, I see why you ended up this way. And remember that. Here's one of the barriers, as I spoke about earlier, that people need to get across is the first barrier is remember growing up, my dad would beat your dad up. My dad's smarter than your dad. And then you got to the point where then you started to go, you have to realize your parents are dumb as fuck. Probably most of them are not as smart as you. Like, you know what I mean? Like the people you meet aren't going to be as smart as you, and your parents definitely aren't. So there's a point you go, these people don't know what the fuck's going on. Because as I got older, I'm like, I don't know what the fuck's going on. And I'm smarter than these people. Unequivocally, I'm the most intelligent person in the room every fucking time. And I don't know what the fuck's going on. So they definitely don't know what's going on. And I've been listening to them. Imagine that. You gotta, you know, you're subject to your parents' ignorances. It's called the sins of your father. So why do you think the next generation is always cleaning up after the last? We're not fucking this up. Like as the generation now, whatever you call it, like you got the X, the Y's, the Z's, whatever, and the boomers and whatever. They're the ones that fucked it up, and they're still complaining that we're doing something wrong, but we're trying to clean up their shit while still trying to live a life. It's kind of like when you see old people go to old folks' homes. Like, I thought you were the adult here. I thought you were so. Why you just get old and you break down and you take the drugs, but the doctor subscribe. You know, they gave me the subscription, so I take this drug every day, and this is what I do, and I can't remember anything, and da da da. And we're taking care of them whilst watching people literally in a political arena that are just wop, 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 wop. They sound like Charlie Brown, you know, when they're talking on the phone, wop, 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 talking to the teacher. That's what we're doing. We're dealing with that on TV that are manipulating, controlling the people. You follow me here? Yes. The people that are in the political arena with all the documents and did sign this and give the paper to this people, those people are the ones that became the policy workers. You know, policy worker means police, policy, because they're protecting and serving what? Protecting and serving the old age Joe Biden's literal senile dementia insanity. But they go, oh, that's my dad. That's the boss. That's the president. He sets the precedence. I have to listen to that because he will give me no paycheck. And they're defending that fucking guy and those ideas and policies that are literally destroying their lives and everyone else's. Old senile pricks that have no basis, no footing in reality, telling everybody what the fuck's do. The emperor has no clothes. That dude is naked. He's wearing a mask. That ain't even Joe Biden. Who the fuck cares who it is? Stop listening to that prick. The world doesn't run on money. It runs on people. People do everything. Humans, we do the shit. It doesn't take money to do anything. You can literally go build something tomorrow. You can literally do anything the fuck you want. It doesn't take money to do it. Yes, it is a token, a talisman's idol, a tool of trading, and I get how people think of it, but I didn't throw $1 at a fucking. I didn't put $1 in my gas tank. It doesn't fuel the car. I didn't throw $1 at a hammer and it built a house. Someone did that. Someone made the oil that then refined it to gasoline to put in the car, and somebody built the nozzle. Even if it was a robot, somebody designed the robot before the robot got there. And then they were like, hey, I designed this robot. Like, hey, make it easier. It's free. Go ahead, have it. Isn't that what engineers do? Make things simpler for people? Cantankerous cunts, man. And if anybody doesn't know, I really love alliteration. Love alliteration. I don't know if love alliteration works because it starts with an A, but when you can put a lot of words together that start with the same sound. Someone told me alliteration has to be the same letter, but I think it's the same sound. Correct me if I don't know. I haven't looked it up. Lousy, loosey, lackluster. Wait, what would be a good L word there? Lard asses. Oh, so here's a topic. Let's just I've gone through like 5 or 6 different topics for shows, and let's do one more. Um, I'd seen I forget who it was, talking about dating during this apocalypse and the C word that you can't use. Do not speak of the spooky boogie monster words. Like how do you date during this? How do you how do you uh, how do you interact socially, mentally, or physically? Because every fucking day, if I stay to myself and read a book or just hang out and play a video game, which I haven't played in a while, if I watch a movie, I can escape the idea of I'm going to have to hear through mimery, like if I see someone with a mask on, that is a symbolic reference to here. That's telling me something. You see, symbol literacy is important. You're not. I turn on I scroll through the Instagrams. I do the Facebooky. I don't do Facebook, but I do the YouTube. You're not gonna find any. If I turn on any of the news sources, literally, how many days did we discuss here? How many? Almost 2 years, like almost 700 days of bullshit. It will wake up and and here's the numbers and here's the thing and these and you got to do this and we're gonna stab you today. You can't get away from it. Nowhere could you go. Where are you gonna go? And here's the thing: is even if you were to go over there into a small community and live on a land and farming, here's psychological fucking thing that's happening. The people that go do that, they're exclusively, maybe not exclusively. They are. Maybe I don't have any good words for this. They're doing that to not be part of. So it's tied into it. You see what I'm saying? Like if I were to go, I have people like, hey, move to a farm. Let's go out here, get away from the fucking city and this nonsensory. Every day I would be there, I would know that I'm there for the reason that this is here. Meaning all of these people still have masks on and the jabbers, the jabberwockies on TV running their mouth and these idiots and everything. You can't go here if you don't have your, you don't got your papers. You gotta fucking idiot. That's still gonna be happening. And I'll know, and anyone that goes, and they know that they're there for that reason. They're not there because they want to go fucking pet a fucking a pony. They don't want to. They don't. They're not there because they really love gardening. They're not there because they really want to start a community. Because those communities that start. Do you know how many people that are like those hippie fucking freak assholes? Like I look like it because I have long hair and a beard and all this shit. I'm not a fucking hippie. Fuck hippies, you fucking dorks. You're all nerdy. You're dorks, really. Like you think you know something you don't. You're like, I want to be part of the earth, and I'm so off the. Some of them, yeah, I get it. I get it. But a majority of them, you come into a collective of people, they're really insane. Most of them they just wanted to escape LA. Remember that movie Escape LA? They want to do that. But they know that the reason they're there is because of the other thing. So it's already attached. It's built in. And their insanities are going to be worse than these people's insanities. Do I want to fucking put myself in a group of people like that? That's another insane asylum. So, what do you do? Anywhere you go, there's gonna be some people that are like a little off, not fed right, mentally. They're not nourished, in any healthy way. You know, there's nourishments in language, there's nourishment in words, sounds. I'll tell you why the sounds are more important than most anything. They even told you in the Bible, in the beginning there was the Word. Well, it wasn't the Word. In the beginning there was the sound. The sound was cymatics that created objects. And they became crystallized into forms. You say words enough, they become manifest. Therefore, spirits, breath, words coalesce and become crystallized forms of physical reality. Words are very powerful. You don't escape the inputs to your temple. Ears, eyes, nose, mouth. There's 7. There's the 7. This is why in golf there's 9 holes. 2, 4, 6, 7, and then your butt and your penis or your vagina. You have 9 holes. That's every one of those games that you think you play. You know, the football, the soccer, the baseball with the diamond, and why the out left field in some stadiums is 314 feet, 3.14 is pi, and there's a bunch of 9 people on the field. There's a bunch of esoterics to it, to the human body. I don't know where I was going with all that, but yeah, your inputs. So the sensory inputs. You can't not accept sensory inputs. They're going to happen. It's what you do to digestion is most important. When you eat food, how quickly can you get it through you, and take what you need and let the rest go. Same with the information. Someone pisses you off. Are you going to carry that with you? I know people that carry weight of dead people. You know, you're carrying on things that are not for you. It's gonna make your back hurt, and you gotta loosen up. You can't be carrying around the dead weight of usually people that have not your best interest, but like weight of somebody at the office 2 days ago said something really stupid. You're gonna carry that with you. Now, the best way to get rid of that, I will plainly exclaim to you, is if someone says some shit to you, you immediately cut that shit down. Just chop that shit up right there and then. We end this. No. Now that's very more like, I guess, northeastern. Like, I ain't got time for your bullshit. Let's move on, because I'm gonna have to talk to 20 people today. I'm gonna interact with 20 people. You know, I can't be just like, let me put that in the back burner. We'll talk about that tomorrow. Could you imagine carrying that around? You got like 50 things on your head. You become a fucking spastic maniac. But if you just deal with something in the moment when it occurs, you can be this free. I give 2 shits about anything that's occurred other than what's occurring right now. Why should I? I don't care about tomorrow. I can't care about tomorrow. It's not here. I can't care about yesterday. It's not here. It's gone. Both the past and the future are gone. They're not here. Here is the present. It's right here. This is what you have. Why carry around things that are not yours? It's a fool's quest. Isn't that what they call it? A fool's quest? It's like a Pyrrhic. You know what a Pyrrhic victory is? A Pyrrhic victory. It means you win a fight, but you lose the war. Like, it's not worth the battle. That's what people do every day. They carry around these little fights, and the fights over here in the mind, the fight over here, and then they're wondering why they're stressed, anxious, depressed, whatever. Like, because they fucking deal with it in the moment or don't. It's having those arguments in the shower, the next day when you were like, ooh, I had a zinger, and you're in the shower going, fuck, I should have said this, I should have said that. You're gonna do that anyways, but it's like knowing that that's just next time I'll get them. But you can't carry that. Don't carry it. People carry around too much fucking bullshit. I think about that sometimes because I carry around a book bag. When I walk around, I carry a book bag. Why? Because I like to carry a 12-pack of beers so I can share that with people. And I have 2 speakers because I want to listen to music. So I carry around music and beer. That's my thing. So you see somebody walking through the streets with music blaring and beers, I think that's a good time. If I seen somebody with music and beers, I would go and hang out with them. But I happen to have that. But other than that, I'm not really carrying people's shit around. Seems kind of fucking fruitless. Hey, what's up, Makib? You can get. Hey, Makib, can you? I don't really know how that all works. I just post things on there, and some channels I can click on it and reply, but mine, no one's replied to mine. But I opened up a discussion thing where you can click something else and have like, we can all discuss something. But other people's channels, you can just click on the picture and discuss beneath. It's kind of like Instagram in that sense, right? You click on the picture and then you have a discussion beneath. And I can't. No one's responded to any of my pictures, so I don't know if I might have to watch a YouTube on how to use how to use Telegram. Oh, it's so slick, huh? How to use this properly? Oh, so Mr. Mannion, you're saying the 21st, the whole thing? Yeah, well, that was the whole thing last year. I thought it just seemed to line up date wise and everything with the plasma apocalypse and but yeah, 21st to 25th. It seems like that's the 3 days, right? It's the 21st would be like the night, so it'd be the 22nd, 23rd, and 24th, and then into the 25th. So it's actually the 22nd to 24th, right? But 21st would be right at the end. It starts. 25th is when it, which would be the line up with the equinox and then Christmas. Isn't that how it works? So that would seem like the right time. But that would be so fucking pinpoint. I think they would do it prior to that to kind of fuck with the Christmas thing. But like if they do it on the 21st, that would be super hilarious. I would just laugh. I would turn my phone on. I would record a video of me just laughing, saying, "You guys don't get it yet, do you?" I don't know. I was really hoping for the plasma. I mean, anybody that watched my videos earlier, I was really rooting for the plasma apocalypse last year because I thought that'd be cool. Because like obviously you get tired of fucking idiots, like idiots everywhere. Hey, let me do a commercial break. 2 hours in, 2 hours, I should make $100 an hour. So if anybody wants to add to that donation, feel free. I'm gonna go piss, and you guys don't leave. Just work with me here. Take a deep breath. You're breathing in through the nose, out through the mouth. We're relaxing. I'll see you in a second. Yeah. Perfection. Oh. Okay, we're back. Oh, also, my Instagram got shut down again. That's number 4. Number 4, and I'm not even posting weird shit. I'm not even posting like the crazy shit. I just post like stupid pictures, and I use it as a link to talk to you guys. And I funny enough, I took somebody else's post and I forwarded it to a bunch of people. And what does Instagram do that they've done for the fourth time now? They just shut my shit down. They don't even tell me. They don't give me any reason. They just go, nope. They just say you cannot refresh your feed. You cannot talk to anybody on here. So, anybody knows me from Instagram, go to Telegram. It's I guess gonna gram it up, huh? Let's start my own channel. It's called Grandma. Yeah, Dave, I hear you on that, man. I was hoping for that real hard last year. This year, I'm kind of just like 2 years of this uh, m- mediocre craziness. It's just silly. To me, it's just silly. Like, funny enough. Okay, so building I live in, there's many residents. It's huge. It's one of the bigger buildings in New Orleans. And it used to be an old folks home years ago, and so some of them stayed, and then they turned into an apartment complex, but they kept like some of the older people, right? And just to give you an idea, and then there's all of these like musicians and artists and people that work in the movie industry, Hollywood types. There's a lot of fucking. I didn't realize there's a lot of very talented people here. Mostly a lot of musicians, a lot of people that work in like set design, hair, film, like all sorts of shit. Anyways, so just give you a little overview, and for the 18 months, the mask thing, the mandate, there would be a sign up or not, depending on in New Orleans whether or not they were trying to enforce it or not, and the sign would up, not up, da 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 da. And occasionally because I'm not doing that. I'm not going to do that. Okay, like maybe 3 times someone has said something to me, and I was just kind of like, oh yeah, I forgot it, or I gotta go get one, whatever. And then recently, it was funny enough because it was the day after that they took down the mandate. No signs in the building because the day before the mayor, whatever her name is, Cantrell or whatever there, whatever she is, she said no more masks. You guys can do what you want, but if you go to certain bars and establishments, you've got to show status of your fascism or whatever the fuck she said. Cool, I get it. Hold on one second here, yeah. Oopsie. Okay, so the day that it gets knocked down, no more mandates. I'm walking down the hall with somebody, and this old hag with a mask on goes, "You guys gotta have your masks on." I'm like all up in my face with this shit. I was like, literally, no, I don't. And secondly, it's not even a mandate, so maybe fucking, get off of my nuts, huh? It was really weird because I haven't really dealt with it. And it was like literally the day that it got lifted that you're like, "You need to put your mask on." Like, this goes into a long talk I did a long time ago on respecting your elders. No, no. I respect my ancestors and I respect intelligence. I don't respect old people. I give two fucks. I don't respect children. I don't respect old people. You earn it. Like children, obviously, I don't expect them to know anything. I fucking puppies and babies, and I fucking love puppies and babies and shit. They're so cute. They're so much fun. And old people can be fun too, if they accept that their brain doesn't work right. But the idea of respecting someone because of their classification, just because you put a couple letters or a couple numbers, like I'm 100 years old, so you should respect me, or the fact that I put DR in front of my name, or MR or MRS. You know how many chicks with rings that are MRSs that like, I have a husband. No, they're the ones that are that's a sign that you're gonna go have sex with them later. It's pretty much. Yes, guys do too. Yeah. There's no reason to respect people that don't deserve it. I don't know what the I don't know what the fantasy. It's fallacious to believe that just because someone's been doing something for longer makes them better. I've been doing this for 10 years. Well, you've sucked at it for 10 years. Okay. So just because you're old doesn't make you somehow more coherent and intelligent and wise. You could continually do something stupid. It would make you actually more stupid, more dumb, more ignorant, and absolutely shit to deal with because you think you know something, but you're doing it all wrong. Could you imagine your grandma giving you a recipe to make chocolate chip cookies, and for some reason there's no chocolate chips in there, but you insist it's chocolate chip cookies? That's what you deal with on a daily basis with these motherfuckers. They're just they're old and they're incongruent in they're absolute buckets of puke. I don't know how to say it. Like what are you supposed to do? What are you supposed to do with these people? You have to just go, well, they're just old. They're older. You see that? It's ageism. Everybody bitching about, okay, you want to get into it real? Everybody talk about sexism and racism. How about ageism? You got to respect older people? No, you don't. Why? I mean, the idea of even the word respect. I respect everyone equally across the board. I expect, respect, and acknowledge everyone's capacity to be whatever they are. If someone's coached football for 20 years and you have somebody that wins the Super Bowl 10 times out of those 20 and somebody that their record is 0-16 every year, wouldn't you say that one of those two is better at doing what they're doing? Both. They're coaches, but doesn't mean that one sucks and one is right. One is not going to be good. Or how's that work? Just they've done it the same amount of time. I know people that still overcook steaks. They think they know how to grill. Right? It's just tiring to listen to people. Just because you're older doesn't mean you know shit. You don't know anything. Just let you sorry old people. You're old and senile and stupid. Some of you are smart, and if you're smart, you know you're smart. And if you're taking offense to this and you're old, it's because you're one of the people that I'm talking about. You're a pile of see you later. Don't talk to me like that. I don't. You know what? I think there's not enough hostility towards old people. How about that? Because they think they have the rite of passage just because they've lived longer. These people. It's always like haze the youngster, haze the youth, haze them. If you go and play a sport, what happens if you're the rookie? They fuck with you. You might be better than the person they're gonna fuck with you. Well, fuck them. How about fuck them back? Crusty old hags. What's up, Finn? Well, check it out, y'all. I have this phone. I still have my wherewithal, my cognition. I'm gonna go get some beers. I'm gonna go to the quarter and play some music, and then we'll have another. You guys want to have another chat this afternoon? If you guys are around, maybe what time are we looking at? It's like 10:30. Maybe like 2. I don't know. I just kind of want to go be by the water. I don't know how anybody else deals with life, but sometimes I really enjoy being by the Mississippi River. It's just comforting, and I know where the sun is, and it's just, and there's a coming and going of people and energies, and it's just delightful. And that's what I want to do today. So I'm going to go do that. Maybe you guys can share some of my time there with me. Come back in a couple hours, perhaps. I gotta get my chargers out and not San Diego chargers for my phone. I'll take that with me. And as per usual, I'll remind you for the umpteenth time, I am running low on fumes. I do have a couple of shitty ass beers, but I do enjoy having a roof over my head and beer in my hand. So if you want to, CashApp, PayPal, Venmo, it's beneath. TsarXen, TsarXen. That's the Cash App, and the PayPal.me/TsarXen. And if you need me for any personal reasons, such as your butthole is bleeding because you sit on fences too much, or you have hemorrhoids, and you don't want to talk about that on here, you can email me at theoluminous, TheoluMinous @gmail.com. And if you need to slow it down, you can just rewind this, and it means God liked at Gmail. That's me. And it's good to see you guys. It's been a pleasure. Hope you enjoyed the 2-hour journey of me talking about a bunch of bullshit. Stay well. Be weird. Bang, bang, motherfucker. Let's go. Burp God in the building. We out.